going on, Fish Fam? It's your boy, Nate with Geo Aquariums. Today, I'm going to cover how I cull my shrimp. So, come along for the ride. See my methodology on how I line breed and get great color in my shrimp. Stay tuned.
You crazy mother...
Alright folks, let's get started. So we're going to lay out what you need. Optimally, you could lay down a little towel down here if you wanted to, but instead I hook one up to my belt, cradle up underneath the net, keep from making a mess. You're then going to carry them from your tanks over to, I have 3 dishes. So this is my sorting. This is what I'll put them in initially. I'll use a bright light. I also have a super bright flashlight. Crazy, right? It's like the sun. And use your light on a nice white towel background to figure out what the color looks like, clarity of the shell, shape, all those types of things. And you're going to use this small dish. And I put a little bit of aquarium water in there, as you can see. Put them in here. Then you have one for your keepers. Basically, the genes that you want to carry on, right? Things to be careful of. If you look in my how to breed shrimp video, the males will always be less colorful than the females. So in doing this, make sure you know the difference between a male and a female, and you're not taking all your males and putting them in your cull dish. Okay? So you want a nice assortment of males and females in your keep dish. Shape, shell clarity, all those factors. Color, you have bright red, dark blood red, right? For example, the blues, you have dark blues all the way up to lighter colored blues. And that's how you're going to sort. So I'll do one color at a time. Start with the reds, keep dish, cull dish, sort dish. Make sense? I'll get some shrimp in these bowls and I'll catch back up with you. Alright, so just for clarity, so everyone understands, this is what I would consider a very thorough cull. I need this because with all the moving and all the craziness of life, I haven't been able to keep up with things over the last couple months, to be honest with you. So I'm going to pull all the shrimp out of each individual tank, go through them one at a time, split up my goods from my bads, and then carry on from there. If you stay on top of it, you can pull them out one at a time as you see them. You'll be able to kind of keep up with them as they breed and pull them out gradually over time, and then you don't have to, you can bypass this whole process. But if you've never culled before and you've had a tank up for a year and you've gone through several generations, this is probably your best bet. So this is what I have going on. Real quick, I'm going to flip you around. So I just grabbed a full net full. Most of these look really good. The coloration, you can tell how dark some of these are, right? So these are mature females here. But I'm going for a dark kind of blood red color. Here is my keepers. So you can see dark, bloody red, beautiful. There's a couple males in there that seem to pass, and here there's a lot of bad males. And I find that when you're culling, that's pretty common of a thing. So let's see if I can shine this light. It seems like it kind of messes with the camera, but you can see that guy. That did help a little bit. See how see-through he is? Right? Kind of right now in the center of the screen. Of course, he's hiding on us. But for example, that's what you're looking for. Pretty much how to cull or what to cull. Go off of what you think looks good. If you think something looks really good, there's a chance that other people are going to like it too. So that's my advice for you. This is my process. And stay tuned. All right, so in this little batch is a great example why we cull. So if you look right there, this big one. So if you compare that female to the other big mature female that we had in here earlier, it's clear to see that this one is nowhere near along that same caliber, right? Caliber, rather. So even then, in comparison to some of these other females, she's nowhere near as dark. She's transparent. You can see through her. Look at her tail. Nowhere near the amount of color saturation in that tail. Right? So even though she's a big mature female, her color is just subpar. To me, that's a reason to cull her. She's still a beautiful shrimp. However, in order to have absolutely gorgeous shrimp, just a quick reminder right here, shine the light on her, you're going to have to do some culling. So right here is another good example of something that I personally cull out of my line. So you can see that very light stripe that goes all the way down her back. I've heard this is called as a coralline mark. Basically, it's like coral, right? You get like a calcium deposit or something. I don't know. I believe it's genetic. The initial batch that I started all of my hundreds at this point, the initial batch of 8, I want to say 2 out of the 8 females had this. And now out of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, I'll see it only a select few times. And that's just through breeding it out. So that's another thing that I personally pull out of my stock. Alright, so here we go. It is absolutely disgusting in there, but here's a beautiful red swimming on by. So I've gone through just about everything in here. There was a couple lurkers that I probably couldn't get to, but I was able to pretty much push that hard reset button, if you will. Pulled out quite a few of the traits that are not so desirable for what I like, and was able to pretty much fill this tank with a bunch of traits that I do like. So this tank is running and going again down here on the bottom, which is gonna soon be an angelfish tank, I hope. It's all my culls. I don't even see any. Let's see. There's a couple swimming around, right? And it's not that they're bad shrimp. They're still beautiful to somebody, but for a breeder, everybody's trying to hit a certain goal and have a certain look. So that's pretty much the whole point of this. But I personally feed my culls to other fish. I allow the circle of life to happen. I just think it's much more humane that way. Alright, thank y'all for watching. Go ahead, subscribe to me if you haven't. Like this video, please. And send me some comments. If you don't subscribe to me, if you don't like the video, that's fine. Send me some comments. I love to hear what you guys have to say about what I'm doing. Give me the criticism. Tell me what you think I'm doing right. And just be a part of the fish community, right? I would absolutely appreciate it if you subscribe and like my stuff. But beggars can't be choosers. So get out there, cull your tanks, get some experience with it, figure out what you like. And honestly, the best part about it is that it's all perspective. It's all what you think is best. So go out there, make some blue shrimps, more blue. Go out there, make some red shrimps, more red. Maybe try to make some purples or do some crazy thing that you think is great in your head. So thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you next time.